I got absolutely catfished trying to buy my dream car, which is a Nissan GTR. Not only was I lied to and catfished, but I'm all the way in a whole nother state right now, stuck in the hotel with no car. Here's what happened. Last week, I was scrolling through Facebook and I came across this listing. A clean title 2009 Nissan GTR with only 49,000 miles, and the buyer was only asking for 55,000. I instantly thought this was an amazing deal and I had to jump on it. I messaged the seller and asked him if the car had any issues. He said, none. And in my head, I'm thinking, great. I just found my dream car for an amazing deal. But a part of me felt that it was too good to be true, and we'll come back to that later on in this video. He then sent me the VIN and I ran the Carfax. Minor accident with the airbags deployed. Not ideal, but not a deal breaker. After talking to him on the phone for a couple of minutes, I booked my flight to San Antonio for the upcoming weekend. He promised to hold it without a deposit, which was great, and everything was set. I couldn't sleep that night because I was so excited. I just committed to buying my dream car, the Nissan GTR. I couldn't wait, but little did I know, I was about to learn a very expensive and painful lesson. Enjoy. Today might be the day that I'm buying one of my dream cars that I've had since I was a kid. I have a flight to catch in about 3 hours. I got my stuff packed. Go to the shop, I'm gonna drop off the car, and we're gonna meet up with Jeff. So let's go. Okay. All right, let's go. All right, so on the way to the shop right now, we're gonna drop off this Tesla over there. And then we're gonna meet up with Jeff. He's gonna take me and drop me off at the airport. I think as soon as we get to the shop, plug up this Tesla, and then just go from there. Catch you guys when we get to the shop. All right, y'all, pulled up to the shop. I'm gonna go ahead and park the Tesla inside so we can charge it. And then we'll wait for Jeff to come, and we're out. Boy, Jeff pulled up, man. Chilling, how you, bro?
Pretty good.
You ready? All right, y'all, made it to the airport. Boy, Jeff in the cut. Here's the airport. So we in here, about to catch this flight, go from there. Get it. All right, gang. We're in the airport with it. Got my boarding pass. Boom. We're walking in this thing. Let's get it. All right, y'all, real quick, I'm gonna do a voiceover over what's going on here. So he picked me up from the airport with the GTR and we went straight to the shop to get inspected. First things first, I noticed paint doesn't match. The fender was painted and the bumper was painted and just doesn't match. And I'll talk in these clips, so that's why I'm doing the voiceover. Also, there's music in the background, so I don't want that in the video. But the bumper wasn't flush, paint doesn't match, as you can see right there. The hood was cracked. I think that might be Bondo, or that might be just cracked. And here I just say the music playing in the background, so we're muting it. And I don't talk in clips regardless. But the rear diffuser is cracked. There's a paint run right here in the rear, which was, I thought the accident was in the front. Boom, we popped the hood, we're checking the suspension. This guy is the inspector, he's the main inspector. Cool people, but the oil is good. And it was just slightly overfilled, which was, it's not a big deal, but he did say it was a recent oil change. And there was a valve cover gasket leak on the passenger side, which, sucks, but it is what it is. So valve cover gasket leak right there, just on the passenger side. The driver's side was good. And it's not a biggie, but it is leaking. So there is a leak on the car. And what else? Then we keep going around, looking at the car. All the tires were completely cooked. Every single tire was dry rotted, which was rough to say the least, and definitely not safe at all to drive. Especially if you're driving fast and when the tires pop, that could be your life. Boom, brake pads were good, which was good. And then the rotors were very questionable. From what the guy is saying, he said, they said it's common with these cars for, the rotors to be a little, rough looking since the way people are driving these cars. And it is what it is. So boom, we lifted up all the way to the top. And now we're checking underneath. There was no leaks on the engine oil pan, which was good. Here are the dry rotted tires. And then here's the car lifted up in the rear. Boom, he's checking everything up front. No leaks from the turbos, which was cool. So not bad. And the CV axle was loose on the passenger side. I'm guessing that's from the accident. CV axle loose. The reason why it's not fitting correctly, who knows? Maybe it's just a CV axle, maybe the whole frame, or where it's supposed to sit in is messed up. Cracked front lip. And then we're waiting for the car to cool down so we can check the coolant on it. And I just walk around the shop, record the cars, some GTRs, Supras, Trackhawk, another GTR, Supra. He had an MR2, Evo, G, a bunch of Evos back there in the back, like 3 of them. I think twin turbo F-150 or something, F-150 or single turbo. GTR, he said this is one of the fastest ones they have, which was sick. And this Camaro, which complete race car. I mean, missing a headlight and everything. The front, like look at that hood. I think it's crazy. Gutted inside. Sick cars they have. But yeah, you know, no disrespect against any of them, but we're on the test drive, and I'll talk to you guys in the next clip. All right, y'all. I'm in the hotel. Did we buy the car? Yes or no? We did not buy the car, man. It is what it is. So, I don't know if y'all saw in that last clip where I was test driving the vehicle. Man, Christmas tree on the dash, right? And look, I know cars, right? I know, this is what I do. I buy and sell cars. I know these cars. Salvage cars, I fix them. I know these cars. I know when something wrong with the car, right? First of all, the airbag light flashing the whole time, flashing. And this guy told me when I asked him, like, are there any lights in the dash? He was like, yeah, the airbag light, like it flashes for a little bit, but then it turns off. The whole time I was with the car, it just kept flashing and never turned off. So that's the first thing. Second thing, traction control light on. You know, it's a hit or miss with that. It could be a small little wheel sensor. It could be something terribly wrong with the suspension and the whole thing is out of whack, right? So there's that second light. That's it, because the third light is exclamation mark. I think it was with the traction control light. Okay, so lights on the dash. Boom, 3 lights on the dash. Next, I'm driving the car. This thing is like this, right? And this car was in an accident, right? But it was an accident, but it's still clean title. So I'm thinking, okay, couldn't have been that bad. Maybe easy, you know, something slight, fender bender. I'm not tripping on that, right? I'm not scared of that. When I drove that car, I'm like, okay, this car has suspension damage. Either the frame is bent or that's suspension damage. And, you know, that was a bummer. So I'm driving, the steering wheel is not straight. You know, you're going straight, but the wheel's like this. And the steering is heavy, it's heavy. Now, I don't know if that's how GTRs are, right? Because this is the first GTR I've ever drove. So I can't be like, you know, that's why it was, but I don't know. But from my experience, when cars like that, there's something wrong. Like, there's something completely wrong with the suspension. The wheel. So on the side it got hit, like the wheel's bent in a little bit. You know, I flew from North Carolina to Texas to buy this car, right? And, you know, when there's problems like this, like, bro, you kind of, it's just a waste of my time. So that's the third thing, right? The body work on that car. Oh, good God. Whoever did that body work, no bueno. Overspray all over the engine bay, overspray on the hood. The paint doesn't even match together. The Bondo cracked on the hood already. They used a screw to put the headlight in on the passenger side. It was just, it was just boof. Cracked lip, cracked rear diffuser. Paint runs in the rear. I'm like, y'all painting the rear too? It actually was in the front. But there's paint runs in the rears. I'm like, oh my God, they painted the rear too. Another thing, when I'm driving that car, man, and a couple shifts, it was rough. Like that thing like jerked you, and you hear like the transmission like click click. I'm like, bro, are you serious, bro? The guy that did the inspection, that he came with me, he's like, yeah, it could be the clutch. Now, I don't know if these guys try to set me up, right? Because the GTR shop we took it to, they already knew each other, right? They already knew each other, and he's saying like the guy that's doing the inspection, he's like, yeah, he told me that you guys want to check if there's like an oil leak or like there's leaks or something. And bro, what do you mean oil leak? I can tell if there's an oil leak. I need you to check the engine transmission like thoroughly, like make sure this transmission is not about to blow on me. But he said everything was good. But no, the car needed tires too. The tires were all dry rotted. Every single tire was dry rotted. The CV axle was loose. Engine, it was leaking. Oil on the passenger side. It was just a lot. And then boom, so there was all that. Then we go on the test drive. Alignment's boof. The transmission's jerking like this. I'm like, bro, come on. The car did pull sometimes. Sometimes it just drove smooth. Like it was just slick. Like you floor it, go bing, like that thing takes off. But that transmission jerk, no bueno. That alignment, no bueno. The lights on the dash, no bueno. The body work on the car, no bueno, man, no bueno. But it was a clean title car. That's what I'm saying. Clean title doesn't always mean anything, right? I have salvage title cars that are in way better condition than that clean title car, right? So don't always look at the title, just look at the car. You're not driving the title, you're driving the car. Keep that in mind, right? So boom, we do all that, and I come back, I'm like, bro, like, You know this car needs work, bro. Like, I can't. Oh, I didn't tell you guys the price. So he had it listed for 55,000, right? I talked to him on the phone and I knocked off 1,000. I was able to knock off a band. So we dropped it down to 54,000 just on the phone. Then boom, I booked my flight. Boom, I come. Now I'm here, and then I do the test drive and all that. And I'm like, I tell him, like, bro, this car needs a lot of work. And he's like, okay, I mean, well, yeah, like, give me a number, give me an offer. And he was firm on the 54. Like, I would haggle them for a minute when I was on the phone, just take off the 1,000. He said, bro, that's it. Like, I can't take off any more. Then after the test drive and all that, oh yeah, he started coming down. He said, like 50. Like, I can give you for 50. And I'm like, nah, bro. Because first of all, I don't know if it has frame damage from the thing. I don't know if it needs a new transmission. That's a whole nother thing. And the body work. I'm gonna have to fix like the entire body work on the car. I'm like, bro, I can't even do it. He told me, like, just give me an offer, just give me an offer and we can see what we can do. And I was like, bro, like, my offer is gonna be like damn near offensive. Because first of all, I came here thinking the car was good, right? An engine, I mean, the transmission alone on these cars is 10 bands. So boom, you're out 10 bands already if it needs a transmission, right? The body work, like 2 bands. The alignment, suspension, frame stuff, oof. I don't know how much the frames and engine cradles on that car is. I've never, fixed those cars, but you can assume maybe at least 5K. And then plus all the time and energy you're gonna put into the car. It's just not worth it for me. Like, I'll buy from like 30 bands, bro. Even 30K is not worth it for me, bro. Because all the money and time and energy I'm put into it, like, it's not even worth it. I'm trying to buy a car fixed up, ready to go. Like, I'm not trying to buy a car and put more work into it, right? No one's trying to do all that. Like, and that's what I learned in my dealership too, right? No one, even if it's just small, tiny little things, right? But this car wasn't tiny little things; it was big things. But even just tiny little things, like, people don't want to deal with that. Like, that's what you're paying me for, right? You're paying me because I'm fixing the car to 100%, and you don't deal with any fixing. You just bring me the cash. Here's the car. I fixed everything. I dealt with all the headache. Here you go. Boom. Congratulations on your car, right? But there's booth. It is what it is. Today's Saturday. I'm here till Wednesday, gang. So I'm here till Wednesday. I don't know what I'm gonna do, bro. I'm in San Antonio. I didn't book. Oh shoot, my fault, gang. I didn't book a hotel or anything, right? I'm in a hotel now. I was literally just walking around downtown. He was kind enough to drop me off in downtown. Boom, he dropped me off in downtown. I started walking around. Of course, the weekend I come in, there's a convention going on, and all the hotels are booked. So I go to 2 different hotels. I'm like, yo, y'all have anything tonight? And they said, no, I don't have anything. Sorry, this is convention, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Then the 3rd hotel I went to, I walk in, he's like, yes, we do. And he tried saying like $300 a night. I'm like, nah, gang, give me a better price. And he said, the best price you can get is if you book it online. So boom, popped out my phone, booked it online. It was like $180 a night, so save some money there. And I'm here till Wednesday, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I can't even, like, shoot. My flight's already booked for Wednesday, so stuck here till Wednesday in San Antonio. So that's what's up. If anyone's in San Antonio, hit me up. I'm gonna try to post this video ASAP. So if anyone's in San Antonio, y'all hit me up. Maybe we can link up, chop it up. Appreciate y'all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I guess we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.